Feel like imposter syndrome has gotten the best of you? There's actually a really simple, straightforward answer to this. Um, Most people think that confidence comes from taking action on things, and then eventually you look at your body of work based off of the action that you've taken, and you then start to believe in yourself, trust yourself, feel like you belong. Now, the problem with this is that it becomes this never ending move the goalpost thing for just about everybody, because if you're doing the actions and hoping that one day you're going to believe in yourself and trust yourself and feel like you have a handle on this, it's never going to happen. And you know this actually because you probably experienced this. Now, all you have to do all you have to do is decide that you're going to believe in yourself first. Now, here's what you need to believe in. Not that you have all the answers. This is not manifesting and then magically you're going to know exactly what to do. You're not going to know what to do. You are going to have to take plenty of action. But the thing is you're making the decision first to trust yourself to figure it out. Trust yourself to follow through on the stuff that you need to follow through on, that you know how to do, what to do, enough eventually to get you to where you need to be or to get you to the next phase. But when you come up against obstacles, and you will come up against obstacles, it doesn't matter how well you know or think you know something, there's going to be things you don't have the answer to or that you're not ready for. And in those instances, you're just trusting yourself to be able to figure it out. And then what you're doing is you're taking those actions the actions you're taking, those thoughts that you're having, and you're using those to reinforce a belief about yourself that you've already decided to have. You're doing the same thing. You're doing the same things. You're just changing the order. Instead of thinking that the actions are going to make you automatically think that you belong, you're just going to decide that you belong. You're just deciding that you're already on the path to whatever it is that you're doing. Because see, if you do this, as you're making the mistakes, as you're navigating things, it's going to be easier to look at this and say, hey, you know what? I know I'm new. I'm just starting this. I'm figuring it out. I'm making plenty of mistakes, but I'm trusting myself to figure it out. I'm exactly where it is that I need to be. And the more that you can bring yourself back to center and thinking this, the better off you're going to be. And that's a whole nother thing. You got to give yourself the mental space to let your thoughts run away from you and jump in a bunch of different directions and get super emotional about things and not rational and logical. And that's another thing, is we all like to think that we're much more logical and rational about the decisions we make and the actions we take. But the truth is we got a fair amount of emotion involved in everything. So we might as well just acknowledge that we feel this way. Now, you know, so confidence, there is a feeling to genuine confidence. You feel prepared. You feel like you know that you're going to be able to handle whatever's thrown at you. But to do the actions and hoping that you're going to have the feeling means you're never actually going to fully have the feeling. Because you don't know, if you're going about it this way, you don't know if you've learned enough. You don't know if you're prepared. Or probably the even worse thing is, like, let's say you've done the things. This is great when you think of like a degree program or some type of certification, right? You have done this thing, and because you've got these credentials, now you're prepared. Well, then what happens when you're outside of that structured, in many cases, linear program? I mean, when you actually have to deal with the thing, well, now you have to figure it out. And it's not the credentials or the piece of paper that are going to determine whether or not you feel comfortable in figuring it out. You're not going to whip out that piece of paper when life's throwing you a curveball and be like, aha, I got this, right? You're going to have to take a step back, assess the situation you're in, which is probably going to be incomplete information anyway. But most importantly, trust yourself to figure it out. Trust it. So confidence starts with a decision. If you choose to believe in yourself, not necessarily to do the exact, like, here's the thing that needs to be done and I'm going to do it because it's right in front of me, but trusting yourself to figure things out as they show up. Trust yourself to make decisions with incomplete information. Know you're going to mess up. We all mess up. We all fail. We all blow things up figuratively and like what it is we're trying to do. And we have to look at that, take bits and pieces from it, figure things out, and continue to move forward. Um, and you're just like there's so many people taking the actions and hoping that they're going to believe. They're saying affirmations in hopes that this is going to click in their head. And I'm just saying, make the decision and think about it. There's already things that you have chosen a belief about yourself and reinforced it already. I know you have. We all have. The funny thing is we typically like to do this with negative thoughts about ourselves. Like we choose to believe something and then we look at the world around us to like as reinforcement as to why we are the way we are. The situation is what it is. I'm just saying, do the thing you're already doing, but do it about something positive. Trust yourself. You can figure this stuff out, whatever it is that you're going after. But that's what confidence is. It starts with a choice. And with so much of what I talk about, because I mean, look, guys, your level of fitness, we're in the fitness space. So like the fitness industry sells you a certain look, a certain scale number, a certain body fat percentage, saying that when you have this, you're going to genuinely believe in yourself. But the punchline, and it's a nasty joke, is for the people that actually have beaten the game and gotten to that point where they're supposed to, feel better about themselves. They don't believe in themselves. And because they don't feel any different than they ever have, they think they just got to like, just do more of it. Like, oh, this didn't take, there's something wrong with me. So I'm just going to keep doing more of it. But confidence is a choice. Believing in yourself is a choice. And I think you should believe in yourself. You have navigated a lot of stuff. You're still here. And when we talk about things in your level of fitness, I have the AF shirts that I wear. I'm wearing a consistent AF shirt as I'm recording this. These are the always and forevers. Confidence is a choice. These are things I think that honestly, if people made their identity about this, a lot of other stuff would fall into place. If you're like, I'm confident because I choose it. Like I know I can navigate the things that I need to navigate. Confidence is subtle. Confidence is quiet. You're not loud. That's that's something completely else. If you're just yelling about all this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. You're confident. You don't need to prove yourself. It's a choice that you make. Consistency. We'll go ahead and talk about this. This is something you already do. Eating and exercise is a place where you can build and reinforce consistency, and you don't have to do things 7 days a week to be consistent. That's something that social media and the fitness space is really skewed. Like you got to be doing this stuff every day, all the time. It's just not how life works. Consistency looks different for everybody in different areas of life, but you are consistent. And the other, always and forever, AF, is resilience. And resilience kind of goes in with confidence here because trusting yourself, choosing to trust yourself, is looking at the fact that, oh yeah, you know what? I've navigated a lot of stuff to get to where I am right now. I haven't given up. That's resilience. Resilience is no matter what life has thrown at you, and you know what life has thrown at you. Some of it's been really gnarly, right? You still show up. Now, what we don't do is fake it until we make it. Again, it starts with just choosing the belief. If you're taking the action before you, and a lot of people say that, well, do it scared, do it, whatever. Why be scared? You can be, be like, I trust myself to figure it out, but I'm kind of anxious about this. I'm a little nervous. But like, if you truly don't believe in yourself, just believe in yourself. Just make that decision first. You will figure all the stuff out. And I'm going to tell you, all these other people that are doing the things, whatever it is, whether we're talking about work, whether we're talking about personal lives, whether we're talking about health and fitness, if you think somebody else has it is so much far off than you, two things. One, your story is different, right? So like your process, the race you're running, it's different. Two, if they're real loud about it, like super loud about it, there's a good chance they're performing too. They're trying to convince everyone, especially themselves. Fake it till you make it is like some of the worst advice when it comes to this kind of stuff. Choose to believe in yourself. Trust that you don't have all the answers. You just straight up don't. You're going to screw up too. You're going to mess up royally. Welcome to life. But you will figure things out. Be understanding and compassionate with yourself while you're doing this too. You are literally just trying to figure stuff out. And you will figure it out. That's my belief in you. You will figure it out. You're going to choose to believe in yourself. You're going to take the actions, have the thoughts, but use those as reinforcement of this choice that you've made. And you know you're going to handle everything. So yeah, that's what I have for you. So if you're listening to the podcast, welcome. If you like what you're hearing, go ahead and subscribe. Once you've subscribed, please rate and review wherever it is that you're watching or listening. If you're on YouTube, welcome. If you like what you're seeing, what you're hearing, I don't know, maybe you have this open in another tab, go ahead and subscribe. And then share the episode or the video with somebody that you think would benefit from this message. And depending, if you're watching on YouTube, there's a video here that they're thinking that you would absolutely like to watch. So go ahead and watch that. But yeah, that's what I have for you. So thank you as always for listening and watching. And I'll talk to you again real soon.